Hey guys! Okay, so I wanted to make a quick video for some of you who are newer, just about posting in general, because I know when you first sign up, you kind of know that, obviously the business is primarily worked off social media, and you're supposed to post, but you're kind of like, well, what do I do? You don't really know what to go off of getting started. So I wanted to kind of just make a video and go over a few quick things for you guys, just some basic posting guidelines to get you off to just a really good, strong start. Okay, so most of you know I have built my entire business off social media thus far, and I'm still definitely nowhere near where I want to be. I am very, very much a beginner myself, as I've only been in the business just shy of 5 months at this time. Um, and then my upline, who I sign under, who has trained me, also has built her entire business completely off of social media. So social media is huge. You can build a very, very successful business off social media, but it does take work. I always like to tell people it's one of the easiest things you can do to make money, but it does require a lot of work. So I would rather be doing this over anything else. Like, I don't want to go sit in an office from 9 to 5, sit in a cubicle from 9 to 5. I definitely would rather be home with my family, but don't mistake and think that you're just going to be home and, look at your phone 2 times and do nothing. That's all that it takes. It is still work. Building a business takes time. The out of everything, the thing that I want to reiterate the most to you guys is consistency. The person that is consistent with their posting, consistent with their social media platform, will be the one that goes the furthest. So definitely, no matter how you're feeling one day, be consistent. I have days that I'm just seriously so tired, so exhausted. I don't even know what to post. Like, I look like crap and I don't have any good pictures on my phone. But you know what? I got to make it work. No excuses. So I always encourage people, to like have some backup photos that you can use on those kind of days, because you definitely want to be posting every day. Um, some people will tell you, try to post 6 times a day. That's definitely good advice. But what I like to tell my team is you need to do what's realistic for you and you need to stick with it. So, for instance, I have several teachers on my team. They're in school all day. Yeah, technically, I guess they could use one of those apps that post for them, but honestly, I don't feel like it's necessary for them. So I like to tell them, post a couple times, during the day, and that's it. Like, maybe post on your lunch break, and then post in the evening when you get home, or maybe post right when school's out, at 3 o'clock, and then post again at like 8 or 9 o'clock that night. Even if you're only getting 2 posts in or 3 posts in, that's fine. Just be consistent. Just get those 2 posts in every day. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that are at home and can get more posts in, that's great. You'll usually see me post about 4 times a day. I do definitely have really great days where I have so much stuff to post about, and I'm posting like 6 times a day. A couple times even like 7, but most of the time it's about 4. And then if I have a really slow day, I always make sure I got at least 3, even if it's an inspirational post, a personal post, and a business post. I make sure I get 3. So I definitely encourage you, set a standard for yourself, and then don't make excuses. Don't stray from it, because even if it's a crazy day and you don't get your first post in till the afternoon, you can still save the day and get 3 good posts. And your posts, are going to be what keeps people following you and keeps people interacting with you and seeing the important stuff you have to say. So just always remember, consistency is seriously key. Okay, so a few things that I want to go over. Always make sure your posts are very bright and pretty, especially on Instagram. Facebook is still important, but Instagram is huge. Instagram is it's pictures. I mean, that's all Instagram is. Facebook, we can do statuses. We can do live videos. We can engage so much on other people's pages, like right on their walls. All kinds of things like that. With Instagram, I mean, think about it, guys. What is Instagram? It's pictures. That's all. So on your Instagram, especially, your pictures have to be bright and pretty. If they're not going to get near as much visibility, because people are on Instagram because they want to see cool pictures. And so, especially when you have random people who you've never met following you on Instagram, you want to keep your page interesting for them, or they will unfollow you. So it's key to make sure your pictures are very bright and pretty. If you have an iPhone, download PicTapGo. It's $1.99, one-time fee, no monthly fee, nothing like that. It's just that flat one-time charge when you buy it. Guys, it's huge. I use to Pick Tap Go every single time I put a picture up. It doesn't matter if it's a networks picture. It doesn't matter if it is a personal picture of my kids, playing soccer, whatever. I always use Pick Tap Go. And you guys need to too. It is huge. Um, you want to layer the filters, crispity, contrast, bright side, or you can do crispity, contrast, highlights. I save both of those as recipes, and I do them every single time. So every post I do, I already have the recipe saved. I put the picture in, click which one of those two I want, and then I upload it to, I float it right away to Instagram and then to Facebook. So seriously, it's huge. I understand. Sorry, guys, my computer kind of fritz there for a second. I understand some people don't like to pay for apps. To be honest, I used to be that way. I mean, I still am that way. But when I started, I was like, I don't want to buy this app. I never buy apps. I literally just did never buy any apps on my phone. But this is an app you need to buy. It's a small $1.99 investment in your business. And seriously, guys, it will make the difference in your post visibility. If your pictures are not bright and pretty, they're not going to catch people's eye. And so if they're not catching people's eye, then, of course, I don't need to tell you that's not as many potential customers, potential distributors. So seriously, if you have not yet downloaded it, please download it. And it may seem like an extra step, and it is an extra step, of course, but it's completely worth it. And it ends up becoming seriously second nature. Like, I could literally be not even thinking about the business, just like I said, just posting a picture of my kids playing soccer, football, and it's immediately going to go through Pick Tap Go. I'm not even going to go straight to Instagram. I'm going to literally open that app. I'm going to click the picture. I'm going to click my recipe, and then I'm going to float it over to Instagram. Because seriously, guys, that's how much of a difference it makes. So, anyways, if I can, I know I don't want to beat a dead horse, but seriously, do it. If you do not have an iPhone, there are similar apps for Android. I don't know what they are. I'm not familiar with Androids at all, but I know that we have people on our team who do have Androids and have found a really good editing app as well. So if you have an Android, just find an app that works for you for Android and filter your pictures as well. And when I say filter them, not all filters are created equal. You want your pictures to be very crisp, very bright. When I layer crispity, contrast, bright side, contrast is obviously self-explanatory. Crispity makes the picture very crisp, like a professional, like a photographer's picture. And then bright side literally brightens the whole picture up. So make sure that you're doing that, if you have an Android and you're using a different app. Okay. So whenever you're doing a post, I know sometimes, especially in the beginning, it can be really hard to know the right wording. It's okay to use inspiration from leaders' wording. Please use the post that I do. Use my wording for inspiration. What I try to tell people to do is if you see a post that I do or another leader does, and it just really, really, you're like, okay, that was really good wording. I wish I could have thought of that, but I'm having a brain fog, whatever, or you're brand new, whatever the case is. Copy and paste it in your notes on your iPhone and then edit it. Do not copy and paste directly to Facebook. Don't copy and paste and then say the exact same thing. Because here's the thing. Facebook, I'm going to go over the algorithms in more detail in a little bit. But Facebook algorithms, the way they work is if you copy and paste something exactly word for word that someone else did, both of our visibilities go down. So if you take a post that I did and you copy and paste it, and then you don't go tweak it a little bit, you just immediately put it right into your status or into, the caption for one of your pictures. Both of our visibilities just went down, yours and mine. So now no one's going to hardly be seeing our post. I mean, very few people. So definitely, copy and paste if you see some wording that you like that's from a leader and that you're like, that was really good. That's what I was trying to think to say, but I couldn't think of it. That's fine. Copy it in your notes and tweak a little bit. Change some of the words up. Change, obviously, the personal information at the bottom. If there was anything personal, testimony-wise of theirs, edit that for your own. Or, get creative and say, this is a testimony of a friend of mine, whatever. I'm giving you examples. It really depends what the post was for me to really tell you how to do it. But there's tons of things you can do to tweak it, guys. Use different emojis, put synonyms in, change certain words out for other words that mean the same thing. So just do what you got to do, but definitely tweak it. Okay. Back to what I was saying about emojis. Emojis bring visibility up drastically for your posts. So I'm not a huge emoji person. I am, but I'm not. I guess I said that, and y'all are probably thinking, I've seen your posts. You do use emojis. I do. But I do like to write like serious posts when I'm being inspirational and telling my story, and I don't always put a lot of emojis in those. But basically, emojis do bring up visibility. Studies have shown that people are more attracted to pictures. Sorry, my computer keeps fritzing out. People are more attracted to pictures than they are um, to just like normal words and letters and stuff. So like when they see those emojis in the midst of your long caption, it catches their eye. It forces them to want to stop scrolling and see what was going on. So definitely use emojis. They're huge. Along those lines, studies have shown people are way more attracted to faces than they are to ads. People will literally stop scrolling and look at someone's face with a product, but they will keep scrolling right past a picture of just the product. So definitely do not post anything that looks like an ad. Anything that you can find on Google, no. Don't get anything off Google. I can honestly say, due to the large amount of training videos that I watched in the beginning and my amazing upline who trained me, I have never ever once gone to Google for a picture. The reason why is because that's one thing she reiterated hard to me, and I saw reiterated time and time again on the training videos that I watched early on. Just that never to do that. Anything on Google is just not going to get people's eye like you want it to, and if anything, it's going to get you unfollowed. So you just want to stay off Google. Use your own pictures. It's fine to use pictures of leaders as well. They obviously know what they're doing, especially the leaders that have given permission. Like use anything I post. Lots of the leaders, you can find training videos of them actually saying that use anything that I post. So that's the majority of the Ambassador Diamond leaders that I've heard have said that. I give you all permission to use anything that I post. All of my team. I know that. There's lots of different leaders on our team who have said the same thing. Give permission to use anything that they post, for anyone on the team. Now, if ever it's someone you're not sure, but you really like it, and say it's maybe a sideline, it's someone else on the team, they just had a really good picture, and you want to know if you can use it. Always ask them. Just shoot them a message and just say, hey, I really like that post. Is it fine if I use it? And if I use that picture and then use my own wording, or is it fine if I use that picture and then kind of change up the wording a little bit? Always ask, because it's just the nice thing to do, especially if someone worked really hard on a post. But yeah, definitely make your post personal. Now, one thing I want to say, I know when you just are getting started, you don't have a lot of product. So you're thinking, okay, Brittany, you just said to take pictures of myself with the product, but I don't have a lot of the product. So what do? Totally get it. Use before and afters, guys. So before and afters will sell and will get you customers when you're not getting customers. So whenever I'm having a dry spell and I'm just really not getting a lot of customers, I usually can sign a customer a day. If I have 4 or 5 days that I didn't get a customer, I always go back to what works, and that's doing before and after. So even though I may have been doing some really good personal posts over the past 4 or 5 days, that was my dry spell, I didn't get any customers for one reason or another. So it's time to ramp it back up. So but before and after literally always gets me a consistent wave back coming in. So that's what I encourage you guys to do too. Don't stress out about not having enough product to pose with. Use the product you do have. You've got your wraps that came in your kit. I know many people on my team have, bought greens or something like that to start off with, the system. Use what you've got. Don't stress out about the rest. Let me just give you some quick go-to before and after pictures that are great to post. I promise you will get you some customers. Will definitely, at the very least, get you a lot of potentials, get you a lot of interest. Hair, skin, and nails has always and forever been my number one selling product. Always, always, always. There are hair, skin, and nail before and afters floating all over the place. Go to the leaders pages, save those to your phone, get them ready to post. You're free to use any of mine. I have a lot of hair, skin, and nail customers and have posted quite a lot of pictures myself. Hair, skin, nail pictures are huge. It's definitely my number one selling product. Another before and after picture that is great to do would be the cleanse. Cleanse, people love. It gets them fast results. The cleanse, we have people that literally will lose, 2 or 3 pounds, 4 or 5, and then we have people that will lose like 9 or 10 pounds. So those are great before and afters to do, of the scale before and after, or their bloat in one picture and then their bloat is gone after the cleanse, or their bloat and the scale in one before and after. So The cleanse is definitely a good thing to do, especially anytime around the holidays and stuff. It's definitely a good thing to market for sure. Um, the system before and afters are good. Triple threat before and afters are good. Triple threat is Fat Fighters, Greens, and ThermaFit, by the way. Which now ThermaFit and Fat Fighters are sold in a pack, so that's awesome. You can save your people money and do that pack plus the greens. Bam, very cost effective. And then I'm trying to think what other before and afters you guys could do. You have to let me think on that for a little bit. I mean, obviously wraps are good. Defining gel's good. But basically, go back to what works. Before and afters always work. So if you are feeling like you don't have a lot of product to post with, that's fine. Use before and afters. That will hands down get you customers time and time again over, something off Google. So just stay off Google. I know it's hard when you just really want some posts, but definitely, go back to what works. Whenever you are posting, in addition to, I mentioned emojis bringing it visibility. Also, if you are married, tag your spouse in the post. I know you may feel silly doing that, but guys, when you tag your spouse in, now all his friends are seeing it too. So instead of just your friends seeing it, all his friends are seeing it. And even though we have a lot of mutual friends with our spouse, I would venture to say most of us don't have all the same friends as our spouse. They do have friends that we don't have. I have gotten customers that were not my friend on Facebook, but were Zach's friend on Facebook from me tagging him and them seeing my post. Some of them didn't even message me, they messaged him. So seriously, guys, do it. I know it sounds like, oh, but I don't want to do. No, seriously, do it. Tag your spouse. Add the location. It doesn't have to be like, don't put your address like your house, but you can just put the city, like Dallas, Texas. Facebook rewards you for using their features. Their features are the location tag and the feeling or activity. So like feeling thankful in Dallas, Texas. Facebook rewards you for using their features. So definitely take advantage of that whenever you can. And the activity is kind of cool. There's lots of different things. Like I try to get creative. I mean, I've even put drinking greens in Allen, Texas. So, there's lots of cool creative things you can do with that. But definitely do it. It increases your visibility. Whenever you do any of Facebook features, they show it to more people for you. So hey, I mean, that's what we want. Consider making your Facebook public if you haven't already. This was a hard thing for me. I've always had my Facebook private, and I didn't want it to be public. My Instagram's private, my Facebook is public. I know that's kind of backwards. You're thinking, huh? Sorry, guys. Okay. The reason you want your Facebook to be public, if you're okay with it, is there are people who will, I don't know how, but they'll find you mutual friends and whatnot, and then kind of just watch your page. They'll even follow you and not necessarily add you, and be watching your post. That will end up being potentials that will come to you and be a loyal customer or be a distributor one day. But they silently watched you that whole time and never added you as a friend. So it's definitely good to do your Facebook public if you feel like it. My Facebook is public. If ever I'm doing a post that I don't want to be public, I just change the settings on that one post and do to friends only. So it's not like, you have to, everything has to be public. You can definitely still make any of the posts you want private, So definitely consider that. Like and comment on other people's things. So go to people that you think might be interested in your products and go and just don't say anything about It Works. Just go to their Facebook, and like and comment on all of their stuff. Just follow them very closely. If they put something new up, be one of the first people to like it. Be one of the first people to comment. This is going to ensure that you are coming up on their newsfeed, which is what you want. So definitely do that with anyone that you think might be interested in the products, in any of the products, which is a lot of people. But then also anyone that you think could be a good distributor, anyone that you think like they need this business. They may not know they need this business, but they do. Start engaging with them, like and comment on their stuff, because even if you're not currently coming up on their newsfeed and they're not currently paying attention to you, how Facebook algorithms work, I said we'd revisit that later, here we are. How Facebook algorithms work is the more you like and comment on other people's things, the more you are going to be showing up on their newsfeed. Likewise, if you start seeing someone out of nowhere come up on your newsfeed, they've never come up on your newsfeed before, now all of a sudden for 3 days straight you've seen them on your newsfeed. You've never liked and commented on any of their stuff. They're watching you. You may not realize it, but they are watching you. They may not have even been liking and commenting on stuff, but they're physically going to your page and watching you. When you do a post and it's on their newsfeed, they're clicking on it and they're reading more. They're clicking that read more. anytime you see people come up on your newsfeed that you just are like, that's a random person to come up on my newsfeed all of a sudden, add that person to your potentials list because they are watching you. So that is one thing that I want to reiterate in this business is you will have so many watchers that you never even realized, for both customers and distributors. I have had people become a customer. I've been in the business almost 5 months now. It'll be 5 months on the 19th of this month. I have had people become customers in the past 2 weeks, multiple people, like we're talking about 10, who have said to me, I have been watching you since the beginning, but was afraid to message you. I signed a customer just this afternoon at the dentist office with my kids that said, so full disclosure, I have been watching you for months, exactly what she said. Had no idea. So it goes to show you guys, seriously, you there are so many people that are watching you. Don't get discouraged if you don't get a lot of likes on your stuff, because there are definitely people watching you that you just would have no idea about. Okay. One thing I'm going through my notes on what I had written to talk to you guys about posting. And I just saw this. I should have said this when we were talking about before and afters. When you're doing before and afters, it's best to do a really clean before and after, not one that necessarily has all the It Works bling around it. It's okay if you do one of those every now and then, especially because there are a lot of good ones. What I do a lot of times is I crop those. If it's croppable. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they have wording in places you can't control and you can't. If it's croppable, I crop it. I crop everything that's off the bottom up, off, and then off the top. It's best to do pictures that are just really clean before and afters. Let me see if I can show you one real quick on my iPad. I don't even know if it's going to be like a good picture or not, but we'll see. Okay. So like, for example, something like this. Do you see how this doesn't have anything around it? That's just a clean before and after. That will catch people's eye more than if it has a bunch of stuff around it. That will catch people's eye more than this. Or more than this. Now, sometimes you just can't get around it. The picture you borrowed from somebody had that on it, and you just, what do you do? And this too. Like, see that? Yeah, that's a really, I don't know if you can see that with the glare. That's a really awesome before and after. But with all the bling, it won't get as much, I don't know how well you can see that. It won't get as much attention as something like this will. So definitely when you can and you're doing before and afters, do the really clean ones like that. I would rather any day do a hair, skin, and nails that looks like, well, this is a guy, not a girl, but like a hair, skin, and nails that looks like this over that one that I showed you that had all the writing at the bottom. So definitely keep that in mind when you're saving pictures, because you'll come across so many pictures. I mean, there's plenty of the one that I was suggesting to do. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so don't just post about It Works. Definitely don't just post about It Works. People still want to see you in your life, but It Works needs to be strongly integrated in your life. So you want to make sure you're posting, how we talked about how I post like 4 times a day. This is kind of what my posting every day looks like. I'll do an inspirational post. I'll do a product post or before and after or something. And then I'll do a personal post, something of my kids, something of me and my kids, whatever. And then I'll do a business post that night. Now, sometimes I might slide in 2 product posts in a day. And if I do, that's great. That's a very productive day for me. But that's kind of what I like to do, is inspirational, product, or before and after, whichever, personal, business. And when I say business, that's a post where I tell my story. We'll get there in a second. So definitely make sure you're doing something along those lines. You don't just want to post about It Works. Make sure you're definitely posting about you and your life, because that is what's going to make people follow your journey. You gotta keep it real. It can't just be all It Works. It's fine to slide in little pieces of It Works and stuff, but make the post something not just It Works. Be funny. People love to laugh. So anytime you can see an opportunity to be funny, be funny. I'm not that funny. My husband's hilarious. But I try to, if I see my chance that I can say something funny for the day, you better believe that I'm going to take it because people like money. Um, okay, so this is huge. Oh, before I get to this, let me go back to what I was saying about the business post. Okay, so you want to be posting about the business opportunity, ideally once a day in the evenings. But if you can't do it once a day, then definitely a couple times a week. Evenings is best. That's when people put their kids down. They actually can pay attention to something serious, stop scrolling and read. Tell your story. It was so hard for me to tell my story in the beginning, but guys, it's so important. Tell your story. Tell what It Works is doing for your life, why It Works is a big thing in your life, what It Works is accomplishing for you. I know, especially when you're new, you feel silly doing that. You don't really know what all to say, but talk about your dreams. Um, just talk about how you were tired of living life this way and now you're living it this way. But definitely, those are good posts to do. You want to do those posts because you don't know how many people are out there just praying for God to send something their way to change their life. And your post could open that door up for them. That could show them, is this what I've been praying for? Okay, real quick, whenever you do a post about the product or like a before and after, you need to create a sense of urgency. So many people in this life are thinkers. They see a post like, that's interesting. But then they're just going to go think about it forever and ever. I mean, you know what I mean? They may take a month or 3 months or 6 months to buy from you. So create a sense of urgency. Um, the the loyal customer program, they get 40% off. When you talk about needing product testers, that's 40% off. Um, let them know you only have a limited amount of spots left. Let them know you have 3 spots left for product testers for hair, skin, and nails, and it's first come, first serve. First 3 get your 40% off discount, and then sign those 3 loyal customers. If you get if you post something and you get a loyal customer too, post the next day, 1 more spot left for product testers for hair, skin, and nails. My 40% off discount applied. First come, first serve. Make it urgent. Urgent is what's going to get you customers. When I posted the cleanse last week, I posted that I had 4 spots for cleanse, and my 40% off discount, product testers, yada yada. I signed 4 customers that day within like 2 hours. So then the next day I posted that I had opened up 3 more spots. Again, first come, first served, only 3 spots. The 4 from yesterday went so fast. Now here I had 3, message me quickly to get yours, sign 3 customers that day. So, it doesn't always happen that way. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to do it and then think, oh, something's wrong with me. I didn't get any customers. I get a lot more customers now than I did in the very beginning because people have watched me a little longer. But guys, I can tell you hands down, the times that I don't say that I have a certain amount of spots, or the times that I don't say that something about my 40% off discount being on the table, I do not get customers. The times I get messages about my post are when I said those 2 things. I said how many spots I had, and I said I had a 40% off discount for those spots. It's very simple. But guys, it's marketing. We're in the market. We're in the social media marketing business. So you gotta fine tune your marketing skills, fine tune your wording. It's amazing how 2 people could post the exact same thing, the exact same post, the exact same picture, and their wording could be about 80% the same. But this person will get all the customers and this person won't get any. Why? Because this person over here tweaked their wording exactly what people needed to hear to buy from them. This other person just had their wording a little bit off. If you are making heartfelt posts and you're making really good posts and you just aren't getting any customers, but you feel like you are really trying, you're like, I feel like I'm doing what I'm told to do, but I'm just not getting any customers. I don't know why. Please message me, screenshot me some of the post. Or you don't even have to do that. We're friends on Facebook. Message me and say, hey, Britt, I have done some really good posts, or what I thought really good posts the past few days, past week, whatever. I'm not getting anybody messaging me about it. Can you take a look and tell me what's wrong? And I would love to take a look at your wording for you and see if I can offer some insight. Because guys, so often it's simply just a wording issue. You could have a really good post, but if your wording was off, it just didn't sit well with someone. They're just like, I don't know, I don't know what to do with that. And they just keep on scrolling. So it's not just having a good post. You do definitely want to have a really good picture, like we talked about in the beginning of this video, but you also want to have your wording pretty spot on. I don't want you to overcomplicate your wording and stress out, but I do want you to keep these things in mind. 40% off, how many spots are available? You've got to give them a number. You've got to talk about the 40% off, and you've got to give them a sense of urgency. You got to let them know that those spots will be filling, whether they're one of them or not. So again, I don't, I will never give unsolicited advice to you guys, or at least I try not to. I guess I shouldn't say never. I really try not to. So I'm not going to go and critique everybody's wording for stuff. I'll just offer help when you ask me for it. But if you feel like, hey, I'm just not getting any customers and I don't know why. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm looking at you and the other leaders, but I'm just not getting the response I want. Then just reach out to me. I'm happy to take a look at the wording. 9 times out of 10, it's something very, very simple. It's something that we can fix in 2 minutes together. And you can change the wording from that post forward and we can fix this. So definitely don't just sit over there, discouraged. Let's fix it, because I promise there's always a way we can fix it. Even I to this day notice certain posts are getting more attention than others of my own, and I have to take note of that. I have to take note. I thought this post over here was excellent, but I got 0 customers from it. This post over here, I wasn't even as impressed with as this one, but it got me 6 customers. Okay, which post was the better one? You know what I mean? It's not always about what you're thinking, it's about your audience. So we got to, keep those things in mind. So I think I have pretty much gone over the gist of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up and get it uploaded for you guys. If you have any questions at all, as always, feel free to message me, and any other hot topics that come up with any of you guys that are new. I will make another appropriate video and upload it so it can help everybody. So I love you guys. Seriously, keep posting. You guys are awesome, and I just can't wait to see how this month finishes for everybody. Bye.